Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good morning, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're having a great start to your Thursday. Tomorrow marks the 14th annual Kalamazoo Hot Dog Walk, where lucky participants will get the chance to take a tour around the city and try out some delectable dogs. And Chris Voss with the tour right now stops by on the Live Desk. Chris, thank you so much for being here. Good morning.
Yeah, Phil, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Of course, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to kind of breaking this whole thing down for people. Of course, I do want to point out for everybody watching that this year's event is already fully booked up. A lot of people were really excited to come on down for this one, but we wanted to provide people a little bit more information for those who have registered ahead of time, what they can expect this year, and also for people to kind of get excited about next year's event, because this is a really, really awesome one. Chris, I did want to start off, though, by asking you, how did this whole thing kind of get started 14 years ago?
That's a good question, and it's hard to believe that we're already celebrating 14 years. When it started, the three of us who started the event, Scott and Kevin are the other two guys, and we were really just looking for an opportunity to get together, have lunch, found an opening in our schedule where we could all do it, and somehow that conversation turned into there was a new hot dog restaurant that had opened up, and we decided, wouldn't it be neat if we went to a few, almost like a bar crawl, and tried one at each one. And as we did that, of course, you have to take pictures of your food, right, and post on social media. And as that happened, we got so many comments about, when are you doing this again? Why didn't you tell me? That kind of thing. So we thought maybe there's an audience for this. So decided to organize it a little bit further. I have a great t-shirt guy, does our shirts every year. So we designed a shirt and we opened it up to anyone who wanted to join us. We had 18 people then. And then it just exploded from there to the point where now we fill 2 school buses and also have a voucher booklet system for hot dog walkers who want to do it on their own time. And about partway through that, about 4 or 5 years in, we did decide to partner with Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes to start to make this a charitable event that benefits the community.
Right, no, and I do want to get into that sort of charitable donation aspect of this whole thing in just a little bit. But Chris, kind of switching back over to the inception of this event in general. I mean, what is it about hot dogs that you guys kind of wanted to start making this whole event surrounded by, and then also what do you think makes hot dogs so Americana, I guess, that you're now filling 2 school buses full of people wanting to be a part of this event?
Yeah, it just works perfectly logistically. I mean, you can walk around eating a hot dog, and it is the Kalamazoo Hot Dog Walk. That's a little bit of a play on words because, like you said, we do ride the school buses. But some of these restaurants have a seating capacity of maybe a dozen, and here come 100 people. So something like a hot dog's easy to pass out among the group when we're outside. It's easy to walk around and enjoy. And then the other thing is we have 7 restaurant partners, and there are so many varieties of hot dogs. And you talk about Americana and regional hot dogs, like a Detroit Coney, a Chicago style hot dog. We have stops that do those very well and very authentically, and it allows for such variety from one stop to the next.
And Chris, you touched on it that there are a couple of different places that people will be going to on this tour. Can you mention those places? Just kind of let people know where they're going to be stopping by, maybe even give them a chance to really go ahead and look at the menu ahead of time and start planning what they're going to be grabbing.
Yeah, and that's a good idea. These are all wonderful places to check out. So let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. I've got Schultz's Treat Street, the Root Beer Stand, Ray Ray's Italian Beef and Sausage, Nagel's Top Dog and Malt Shop, Coney Island, Papa's Italian Sausage, and Use Guys Dogs.
Yeah, no, definitely some big names there. I'm sure everybody's going to be able to find something that they truly enjoy and maybe even find their new favorite spot to go ahead and grab a dog. But Chris, I did want to shift back over to obviously the charitable aspect of this whole event. As you mentioned, you guys have partnered with Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes and sending those proceeds. Can you talk about that partnership and what it means to you to obviously host an event that's so much fun, so many people attend to try and have a good time, but then also does provide a little bit of charity to the greater Kalamazoo community?
Sure. Yeah. When we started, we felt really good about supporting the local businesses, and that was certainly cause enough for us to get behind. All the restaurants I mentioned are local, independent businesses, and we're really happy to support them because remember that we're also purchasing over 700 hot dogs in the community from those local businesses for our event. But we felt like as the audience grew, we had a real opportunity here to do even more good. And we reached out to Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes because their mission is to address hunger throughout the Kalamazoo region. And so we thought that would be a really natural fit for us. Obviously, we're very fortunate that I'm going to go around tomorrow and I'm going to eat 7 hot dogs. Not everyone has the opportunity to do that, certainly not all throughout the year. And so we reached out to them, and after a little time trying to explain, what the heck it is that we do, they got on board right away, and they've been very supportive, and now are helping us with the planning and the logistics of the event. So far, we've provided over 150,000 meals to the Kalamazoo community, to those in need through that partnership. So that in itself just feels amazing, and they've been wonderful to work with.
Yeah, no, that is amazing news. Really great to hear that, Chris. And, that kind of leads us into this final question about really what is your hope for this year's event. Again, this is the 14th time you guys have hosted this event. As you mentioned, you guys have raised so much money for Kalamazoo Loaves and Fishes, and you're providing, again, just a great time for everybody, especially as the summer really kicks off. But so I guess, going into this 14th year, what really are you hoping to get out of it?
When we look at what we're planning for the next year and are we going to make a change? Are we going to add anything? We really look at it through 3 pillars. Does it benefit our community? Does it support local business? And is it fun? And every year, we just hope to take each one of those to another level altogether. And so, what we hope this year is that we can make a huge impact on helping those in need in our community, especially this time of year as the school year ends and free and reduced lunch ends for so many people who depend on that. We're able to give a boost to help address hunger in Kalamazoo. We hope to support local businesses, not just with the purchases that we'll make tomorrow, but by introducing buses full of local residents to those businesses. And then, can't lie to you, Phil, we also just hope to have a whole lot of fun, and I have a pretty good feeling we will.
Yeah, no, definitely going to be a really fun one there, and I highly encourage everybody to, find out a little bit more about this event. Again, as I mentioned earlier, before we got started, that this event for this year is all filled up, full of registers, but again, you can definitely plan on checking it out again next year and maybe even start planning on doing so. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by today. We really do appreciate it.
Bill, thanks again for having me.
Of course, absolutely. And I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.